asked about that certain toy. She said, "Oh, actually, we have where the seasonal section is at every Target in the country for about a week. The seasonal section was all Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
They actually just did that because they knew that people were going to be coming through and ransacking the toy aisle. So they wanted to have a section where they could say, "Oh, just go to seasonal. You'll find everything."
Star Wars season.
I mean, my wife has actually obviously turned to the geek side, but I mean, we were just at Toys just the other day, and she bought the Ray Speeder Lego set. I didn't tell her to do it. She just goes, I want to do it. She's like, I'm really excited about
I want the creamsicle.
Right.
Looks like she's flying a creamsicle.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. Intermountain Farmers and Whole Foods. Those are the two stores that will not have anything Star Wars.
Whole Foods will have Star Wars magazines on their magazine rack.
Probably.
Yeah.
I want some gear. I like gear. Like I like the gym, and so I want some because I tried to find some basketball shorts with Star Wars on it, or so some jogger pants.
I'm sure
there's still rumors whether they're going to even do press screenings.
Yeah.
I mean,
They don't need to.
They don't.
I mean,
I'm surprised they're doing a junket.
Who wants to see more trailers? I just want to see the movie.
Yeah. I just can't wait for 2 months from now when you guys are all like, "Fucking Force Awakens, piece of shit, Phantom Menace wannabe, garbage."
Fucking Jar Jar's return. God,
the only reason I don't think that is just at least the visuals. I mean, just from what I've seen, visually.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, but at the time, that's what people said about Phantom Menace. The graphics are so cool. The
graphics. No, we say graphics.
No.
That's very 1999 of you to say.
Well, when did it come out?
Well, he's speaking to people of a certain age, so he wanted
graphics.
Wanted to kind of dumb it down.
It's 18-bit.
But the visuals.
And Star Trek fans will disagree with me, but I trust J.J. Abrams.
I do.
I trust him 50%.
The visuals are what I like to describe as
I trust, and actually, I've been on record many times for saying that I don't blame J.J. Abrams for Into Darkness at all. I blame the writers because there's nothing wrong with the way he directed that movie.
But you're saying 50%, so you're saying you like the first one, not the second one?
No, I was joking about the second one, but I actually
I'm saying,
I trust him as a director. I can't think of a J.J. Abrams movie. Yeah, Super 8's fantastic.
It's amazing.
It was all right. I know some people think, "Oh, he's just
Lost started out great.
Not his fault.
No, well, he was done with it. He left.
Yeah.
It's the writers.
And he even said, he was on camera saying that's the great thing about Lost is that I left after the first episode, but I'm blamed for all of it.
Yep. No, that show brought in. They did the same thing Heroes did. It seemed like every 3 or 4 months you bring in a new showrunner, and you can't do that.
Yeah,
if you want. What's the thing with Hannibal? Hannibal has had a consistent vision for the entire time it's gone, because Brian Fuller said, "I'm tired of doing cute movies."
But then at the same time, each season of Hannibal is different. It has a different feel.
That's Brian Fuller too, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But the one thing that they need to realize with Abrams that he needs to, and I think he's learned, is either keep your mouth shut, just people make guesses, just go, yeah that's a good guess, or don't lie when someone's like, "Oh, it's Khan." Like, no, it's not Khan.
Was that directly him, or was that the studio freaking out?
I think it was him saying it's not Khan, and but also with and people get in fights all the time where they were like, "Oh, they're dead on Lost," and people are like, "Well, they weren't really dead; they were in purgatory." It's like, no, they were dead.
They were dead. Shut up.
They left that open for personal interpretation, though.
Sure, but people caught it very early. Like,
my personal interpretation of that was bullshit.
My interpretation was Evangeline Lilly is pretty.
She is.
Really
no,
is.
I mean, honestly, she is very beautiful.
I'll say
she's my only interview I've done twice.
She's got a great ass. I'll say that.
Well, I didn't want to get all objectified.
Yeah, I won't objectify.
I think it's
Lily.
great that she's going to be a female superhero.
I'm just gonna say that, Evangeline, if you're ever in town and would like to go to a nice vegetarian vegan restaurant,
there you go.
Yeah, how you doing?
Don't listen to Evangelina. He's being a sinus douche.
I don't know.
I'm gallant. What's up?
Jay's got Oma's seal of approval, so 92-year-old ladies like him.
She doesn't know what day of the week it is, but he does.
She does it.
Every time she wakes up from a nap, she crosses off another day on the calendar. So in her mind, it's 2019.
Oh, shit. I'm living in the future.
And I even said, and she sounds like Gilbert Gottfried. But no, I even asked her how the next 3 Star Wars movies were. She didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Oh, well, okay.
And she's like, I don't know how the first was.
So no, this what I'm seeing when I'm seeing this trailer, especially the international trailer, which threw in a little bit more. We actually get to hear Rey talk for the first time.
Yeah,
and
both of them.
I think those two are actually the stars of the movie. That's the funny part is people are screaming, "I want my original trilogy characters!" Blah blah. Well, you'll see them, but they're not the stars.
No.
The stars are Rey and Finn, who have no last names.
Skywalker,
But that
Solo.
I think Finn's last name is Skywalker.
Yeah, think so.
Oh, seriously. Why not?
I don't give a shit.
Nobody said that Mara Jade or whoever Luke shacks up with.
I will say this, though, because I got a guy at work who's just convinced of this. I'm telling you right now that Kylo Ren is not Luke Skywalker.
No, there's no possible way because we've seen him without his fucking mask on.
That and I told him you don't hire an actor like Adam Driver to wear a costume
Because I wouldn't say he's an A-lister, but he's up there.
He's not looking for work.
No,
Yeah.
Is what it boils down to. You don't hire an actor like that to wear a costume. Sorry.
No, that's just I don't know. There's so many stupid ass theories, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, they researched it really well, and they wrote such a compelling article." I was like, I could write compelling articles that Hitler's my ice cream man.
Yeah.
And
My biggest thing I think Luke's he's a hermit off somewhere else. I think he'll be at the very end.
you know what I think? I think we don't know shit.
Exactly.
And we'll find out on the 18th.
I think you're right.
Maybe earlier.
We're talking about okay.
Some of us.
You know what? Maybe we don't want to fucking know. Maybe we should just stop trying to pry into this shit. Or
I
we're
agree.
gonna have
I
our
agree.
John Harrison moment when someone figures it out and goes, "Oh, I figured it out." Well, fuck you. I don't want to know.
I've been saying that for a week.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. Stop overanalyzing this shit. Just let the movie happen
Go
to
ahead
you.
and look at it and let it wash over you. But when the movie comes out, don't sit here and go, "Oh, I want to be right," because you know what you're going to do? You're going to fan and menace yourself.
You'll be disappointed. You go in and you go, "Well, I thought that it was no."
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
going in. I mean,
The same reason why all these people can't accept the new books that are canon because it's not the expanded universe. Well, there was a lot of shit in the expanded universe.
Hey, it's not fucking real. God damn it!
But it is to so many people.
And we'll talk about the Star Wars comics, by the way.
I'm gonna go see Sisters instead on that day.
Are you?
Yeah,
I'll watch
I
it
like
with
Tina
you.
Fey and
I'll watch it.
Amy
with you.
Poehler.
My
I
little
like.
Amy Poehler. She's
Yeah.
opening a movie the same day as Star Wars.
I don't know why they're
Are they
doing
foolish?
that.
Well,
I get counter programming,
But
but no.
What was
Most theaters are putting all their screens
Star Wars.
for Star Wars. Like
Yeah.
it will make nothing.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
even those prequel movies that everybody likes to bash on made a shit ton of money
they did.
and
No.
dominated everything.
That's what I'm
did.
saying though. Is that
Yeah.
Tina Fey and they're putting this comedy out.
No.
The same
They're
day.
gonna make $4,000 and be bummed out about
No,
it.
there are gonna be people that can't get in to Force Awakens.
I guess we can go
because-
see Amy Poehler.
Well,
No,
see
what I'm
the
saying though
next
is that
best
like
thing,
I know the
Sisters.
Megaplex is on all 17 screens.
Yeah.
They just play Star Wars.
That's good.
They cancel everything.
That's
out.
good. Now I might have a chance of getting in the first week.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it the first
I haven't
week.
bought tickets yet.
I can't buy tickets.
I haven't bought tickets yet
I got
either.
tickets. I'm sure there'll be a press screening and others.
From Star
So
I'll
what,
only go
what,
to-
what were you saying about the
I'll only
comics?
go if I get to sit next to you.
I will talk about the Star Wars comics after these messages. We'll be right back.
Fuck Jar Jar.
I'm just so tired of all these Star Wars.
And we are back.
God damn them titties.
Yeah.
Whoa, jeez, Jay.
Nothing. I'm not talking about nothing.
Star Wars comics. Okay, so this is a thing. You've been reading the Star Wars comics,
Religiously, you would say.
right? Aren't they
For a
great?
man without religion.
They're great.
But Star Wars has actually always kind of been my religion.
I think so.
Phil Noto is illustrating a Chewbacca comic. Now, if you ever said, "Hey, we're going to do a Chewbacca comic," and he doesn't, he just talks like Chewbacca.
And it's not subtitled.
It's not subtitled at all.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's
Really?
fucking fantastic, and it's gorgeous.
But
It's
is everyone a Wookiee in this?
no,
Oh, okay.
no. He crash lands. He's off on a secret mission. He crash lands his A-wing on this planet, and this girl whose father got in trouble with a crime lord is stuck in a mine. She sneaks out of the mine, and she convinces Chewbacca to help her break everybody else out of the mine. They're basically interred slaves.
Right.
And she even says at one point, it's great because she'll be chewing him out about something, and she'll be saying, well, you don't know anything about what slavery is about. And they actually confirm in canon the Trandoshans capturing the Wookiees and forcing them to work on building the Death Star. And it's
Wait,
so...
Wookiees built the Death Star?
Yeah. They were the
Okay.
hard...
They helped.
Well, they were the heavy labor. I mean, the Empire's never been down on slave labor, but when they were doing, they actually did this on the first episode of Rebels when they were rounding up the Wookiee families at Tarkintown. That's their thing is that they are forced heavy labor.
Tarkintown.
And the Trandoshans, that's Bosk's race. They're like the oldest foes of the Wookiees, and so they love to show up on Kashyyyk and round them up and sell them to the Empire.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's great. The Shattered
Yeah.
Empire comics were
Oh,
phenomenal.
they were great. Yeah.
Especially Luke's secret mission. So
Yeah. Force trees.
Force trees
We'll see.
with well, that kind of gets into the thing with the Jedi Temple. The Jedi Temple was overrun by baby killer Anakin, and the Emperor actually turned the Jedi Temple. This is something we get from the new books. That the Jedi Temple was turned into the Emperor's throne, his palace. So that's kind of his ultimate fuck you to the Jedi Order, is saying, "Oh yeah, here's your great Jedi Temple. It's my throne room. It's my palace. It's where I basically bring my concubines, whatever." So. But there was a tree in the center of the temple, and it was this very strong force tree, and that's actually this relic that Luke goes after to bring back to
A forest tree.
I think to try to bring back the order.
He does say at one point these trees are strong with the Force.
Well,
so
yeah,
I love the idea of Groot having powers.
Those are words that he uses.
No,
these trees are strong with the Force.
I think that's what he said, right?
Well, and he thought there was only one, but there ends up being two. So
there's always two.
Isn't there?
There's always two.
Yep. There's
There
no
can
such
only-
thing as-
Sister.
That's the rule.
Forest fruits are delicious.
That's the rule of two, started by Darth Bane. It's a whole different.
There
thing.
can be only two.
Yep. Last Kryptonian my ass.
My
That's
other
Highlander
thing
4.
that I loved in that Japanese teaser is was it Chewbacca hitting the detonator? He never really did much in like the other one. He just was kind of there, but now they're actually putting him into action.
Well,
You know what I mean?
But you're assuming that pressing of the button is a direct relation to that explosion.
I think that's actually when he detonates himself. That's when he dies.
No. That's
Jihad, kind of.
that's the button that he pushes, and he's like, it just turns on the TV.
No, he
For the Netflix and chill. 'cause he's
he
trying
blows
to-
himself up and he gets 37 virgin Wookiees, and it's fantastic.
So
It's
I
a
just
button
wish.
he pushes to activate his chair that gets him up the stairs.
That's right. I thought it was his universal translator finally started working.
I just wish there had been a scene in Return of the Jedi where he did anything like capturing an AT-ST.
He hopped in there, and that was pretty much it.
He swung on a vine and did
He-
a Tarzan
it
call,
was
which is
the-
like the
and-
universal.
I don't like to believe. I don't.
And
Dude, it was
he
the
rebuilt
80s.
C-3PO in Empire.
Yeah.
What?
He rebuilt C-3PO in Empire.
With his dick.
He jiggled parts.
He knocked 2 stormtroopers into carbon freeze,
Yeah.
Oscar winner.
Anyway,
but he didn't get a fucking medal.
he didn't get a medal.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
bullcrap.
I met Peter Mayhew.
I did
like
too. He's a
months
nice guy.
after he was on the MTV Movie Awards, and they gave him the medal, and he came out as Chewbacca. And then, like a month or so later, he was at Dragon Con, and he had the medal there. And I was, 12 maybe somewhere around there, and I was like, "Can I see the medal?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like that's how I like put the medal. I was like, "This is amazing."
and then he scratched the foil off, and it was just a chocolate medal.
Chocolate.
Well, we've been going on about how good these comics are, and you've been hesitant to invest money in it, which I'm finding that actually this is Marvel's top-selling comics.
The Star Wars,
Are Star Wars
and
comics.
and if you're still hesitant, they're on the Marvel Unlimited app, which I keep telling you to get.
It is
So
really
you
good.
can
Well-
read the first 3 or 4 issues of all of them.
But actually, they're putting together something called a Star Wars sampler that will be released December 9th to comic book retailers.
I want the caramel filled.
And this will be free.
it's full of various cheeses.
Free?
It will be a free comic.
Star Wars
What
cheeses.
does Disney
So-
care? They got
So
all the
what
money.
comics are they putting in there?
They're putting the first issue of the Star Wars
Okay.
the one that sold so
That's
well.
that's Jason Aaron,
Great writer. As well as
and John Cassaday is the illustrator.
they're going to give you either full issues or portions of Darth Vader, Princess Leia, Lando, and Force Awakens.
Lando, out of all of them, is the,
Shattered Empire, I mean.
Yeah, Shattered Empire is fantastic. Lando's the only one that I was even remotely disappointed in, and not even story-wise. The story was fantastic, but the art was not.
Art was not as good as it could have been.
Well,
yeah.
because the other titles have all been phenomenal. Like, you get a guy like Phil Noto or John Cassaday, who is amazing, or Salvador Larroca. These are like the A game
if you
illustrators.
want your Lando right now, just watch Rebels.
yeah.
You get 2 episodes with Lando and 1 episode with a guy claiming to be Lando.
Here's how.
I don't think I've gotten
Here's
that one
how
yet.
well the Star Wars comics are doing for Marvel. Okay, because it's funny because who were they with? Who was Star Wars before Marvel?
Dark Horse.
It was Dark Horse.
Yeah.
I don't think they saw sales like this.
No.
January's Star Wars #1, we're coming up on a year, believe it or not, went through 9 printings, selling upwards of 1 million copies upon re-release.
That's a lot for a comic.
And for a
book.
comic book, that is a lot. In addition to 1 or 2 miniseries running parallel ongoing basis, Star Wars titles amount to around 20% of Marvel's comic book sales each month.
And that's with a huge universe-shattering, continuity-ending event.
A feature even more impressive when you consider that the line makes up only 5% of its output.
Wow.
How many titles are there? I mean, there's probably, I don't know. How many Marvel titles are there?
Well, that's just it. They keep doing them. If you count like Lando and Chewbacca and Princess Leia as one title being the short runs,
Right.
say, for example, that means and Force Awakens was a